Welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. Stay informed with quick, easy-to-listen summaries of our latest articles, perfect for when you're on the go. No reading required. Subscribe for free at mercola.com for the latest health insights.
Ever tried to bend forward, reach for your toes, and felt your hands stall halfway down your shins? Welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. Today we're digging into rapid flexibility, how 2 focused minutes a day can retrain your nervous system and let you move with ease.
I'm Alara Sky, here to explain why that stubborn tightness isn't just a muscle issue. When you struggle to touch your toes, your nervous system is sending a safety signal that limits movement. Together, we'll show you science-backed drills that reconnect your breath, posture, and coordination for lasting mobility.
Let's start with the big picture. Why do tight hamstrings end up tugging on your lower back, locking your hips, and disturbing spinal balance? Many people think it's simple stiffness, but the article calls limited toe touch the first clue your body has switched into protective mode. Can you unpack that?
Absolutely. When you can't fold forward, muscles, joints, and brain have stopped working in sync. Your system treats the range as unsafe, so it clamps down. Rather than yanking harder, you restore trust through breath-driven drills that teach your hips to hinge and your hamstrings to lengthen without fear.
That brings us to mobility coach Roger Frampton's 2-minute routine. The promise is bold. 1 30-second floor drill 3 times a day produces measurable change. How does sitting with straight legs, pressing the knees down, and lifting the heels rewire movement patterns so quickly?
The move blends hip hinge, hamstring lengthening, and nerve feedback in a single contraction. You press the knees toward the floor, float the heels, and reach forward. Engaging the quads tells your brain the position is safe, so it releases guard on the hamstrings, often granting extra reach immediately.
Frampton also turns the toe touch into a daily scorecard. Each morning, you stand, legs straight, no warm-up, and note exactly where your fingertips land. By marking that spot on your shins or pants, you create a game loop. Why is that simple visual feedback so effective for adherence?
Progress you can see becomes progress you believe. Every half-inch gain confirms your effort matters, triggering motivation instead of frustration. The test also doubles as a readiness check. If you're tighter one morning, that cue tells you to emphasize breathing drills before demanding tasks.
Frampton stresses hinging from the hips instead of rounding the back. He recommends holding a broomstick along the spine to feel head, mid-back, and sacrum alignment. How does that tactile cue shift the workload away from the lower back and build safer bending habits?
Maintaining 3 contact points keeps the spine neutral, so movement comes from the hips. This loads powerful glute and hamstring muscles and spares small spinal stabilizers. Over time, the nervous system recognizes the pattern as secure, reducing chronic bracing in the lower back.
The article then pivots to physical therapist Zach Couples, who begins with breathing. He says limited flexibility often traces back to ribcage position and core control. Describe the lower rib and pubic bone press, and why it's step 1 in his sequence.
You lie face down with a pillow under ribs and pelvis, one arm and the opposite leg reaching out. Inhale quietly, feeling 3D rib expansion. On each exhale, press elbow and knee into the floor, lifting the chest slightly. This realigns ribs over pelvis, resets diaphragm mechanics, and primes true core engagement.
Many listeners feel low back tightness when folding forward. Couples uses the back muscle relaxer for that. You lie on your back, knees bent, arms overhead. Why does pressing through the heels during the exhale flatten the lumbar curve and calm back tension?
Driving through the heels activates hamstrings and glutes, tipping the pelvis posteriorly. That brings the lower spine closer to the floor and turns off overactive back extensors. Pairing the push with a long exhale boosts parasympathetic tone, signaling your brain it's safe to let those muscles relax.
Couples then layers reciprocal inhibition leg, lowers and a heel-elevated progressive toe touch, alternating legs without arching the back, then hinging forward with soft knees and a block between them. How do these moves teach hamstrings to release without forceful stretching?
Lowering one leg activates the front thigh muscles, reflexively telling opposite hamstrings to relax. The heel ramp shifts weight backward, preventing you from collapsing into your toes. Combined with tempo breathing, the nervous system grants extra length because the position feels supported and pain-free.
A third approach comes from Nerd Fitness, boiling practice down to 4 30-second moves: standing toe touch, cat camel, star stretch, and the moon the sky drill. Why is moving through different planes valuable for someone who mainly feels hamstring tightness?
Tightness rarely lives in isolation. The star stretch opens lateral chains, obliques, outer hips, and lats, while cat camel mobilizes every spinal segment. Freeing surrounding tissues removes hidden handbrakes on hamstring length. Moon the sky reinforces hip hinge under load, integrating new range into real-world movement.
Across all methods, the message is consistency over intensity. The article suggests tracking progress visually: chalk marks, tape on mirrors, even notches on a chair. How does that gamified approach turn a 2-minute drill into a sustainable habit instead of another abandoned resolution?
Your brain craves quick wins. Seeing proof after each mini session, another centimeter closer to the floor, triggers a dopamine reward loop. Low time cost plus clear feedback removes friction. Over days, the routine shifts from something you remember to an automatic cue linked to everyday anchors.
The piece also notes you don't need a dedicated workout slot. You can stack micro practices onto daily habits. Brushing your teeth, waiting for coffee, settling into your desk chair. Can you sketch how that flow looks across a normal day?
Right after you brush, do the seated heel lift reach. While the kettle heats, flow through cat camel. Before your first video call, hinge with heels elevated. Mid-afternoon, take a star stretch break. And when you shut the laptop, moon the sky. Each drill slots into a transition, totaling under 5 minutes.
Perfect. Listeners now have time, tactics, and measurement tools. To wrap up, could you lay out a simple 7-day experiment that proves the concept?
Absolutely. For the next 7 days, carve out 2 minutes every morning. Perform one 30-second seated heel lift reach. Stand, record your toe touch mark, then cycle through standing toe touch, cat camel, star stretch, and moon the sky. Note each improvement. You'll prove that small, smart steps unlock mobility. Thank you for watching Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe now and click the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.